Welcome back to another Brave Police J. Decker episode review. Today, we're taking a look at the episode Great Collapse. In this episode, the Brave Police attempt to stop a space elevator from crashing into the ocean, causing a massive tsunami that will devastate the coastline. We begin this episode inside the Brave Police headquarters, with Tudu and Saejima teasing us with the build team's combined mode, Brave Tiger. Later, Mr. Azuma is upset that the Brave Police's office, dubbed the Decker Room, was not built to how he envisioned. But since the build team were the ones building it, they decided to make it to their liking instead. And they made it look like a giant robot detective room. Personally, I think it's really cute how they have their own space, modeled after a human space, with furniture and stuff that's in scale to them. I can relate. I mean, do you know how hard it was to find a Transformer-sized couch on Earth? At school, Yuta's classmates are waiting to watch him do a press conference on TV. Wait, Alex Murphy? That was RoboCop's name before he was turned into RoboCop. Do you think this could be a purposeful nod to another police robot? Or merely just a coincidence? Again, it's really cute seeing all the reporters stand on top of one of the Brave Police's giant robot desks. Aww, and they have giant robot office chairs. I don't suppose I could get the build team to make me some furniture for my place, eh? I could really use it. I mean, I'm using the Vault of the Primes for an end table for Primus' sake. It's also so cute how Masaki hopes to see Power Joe on TV. And then when they're introducing themselves, Power Joe gives a shout out to the kids at Yuta's school. Aww. Obviously referencing Power Joe's previous Spotlight episode. Aww, Power Joe is so cute. He's starting to become one of my favorites in the show. Similarly, Ayako is also watching the Brave Police press conference while she works. And she sees Dump-san introduce himself. Again, referencing the last episode where they were both featured. And as you may have guessed by now, Colonel Seiya is watching the press conference too, where she sees McCrane introduce himself, once again referencing their Spotlight episode from before. I just realized that each member kind of has a cute lady associated with them. Power Joe and Yuta's teacher, McCrane and Colonel Seiya, and Dump-san and the reporter Miss Ayako. These boys are so lucky. They get all the girls. But the cameos aren't quite over yet, as Yuta's neighbors are also watching his press conference. It's also really cute how they call Deckard Mr. Deckard. Aww, it's like when people call me Miss Primal. It feels so cute. Deckard explains how he became sentient through interactions with Yuta, basically recapping the first episode for us. I guess this episode is a good jumping on point for people who are new to the series. Even if they missed the first half dozen episodes, they end up explaining a lot in these first few minutes. They then revealed that the build team can combine, just like a certain other build team. But when they try to demonstrate this for the reporters, it seems that they need more practice at it. Back in their office, the build team begin to fight amongst themselves for failing to combine, before Deckard calms them down. They ask him for advice, since his first attempt at combining was difficult too. He says that when it comes to turning into J-Decker, he just thinks of Yuta, putting all his trust into him. Aww, how cute. And back at home, Yuta is too tuckered out, and Deckard and his sisters let him sleep inside of Deckard. Aww, why is this episode so cute? Meanwhile, the build team takes Deckard's advice to heart and are sure that they'll be able to combine next time. In space, the space elevator's generator goes haywire, and the scientists predict that it'll result in the structure's complete collapse, causing catastrophic damage in its wake. So it's up to the Brave Police to attach giant rockets to the side of the tower in order to cushion its fall. Personally, I'd try flying up there and fixing the generator, but I guess they don't have any members that are capable of spaceflight. Well, J-Decker clearly is, but maybe he's too big to fix the generator? I don't know. The benefits of being a Titan Master. With time quickly running out, they need the build team's help to finish. And so the build team asks Yuta's permission to unite. Why do they need Yuta's permission? Oh, right, because this is an anime.
自分たちはデッカードから合体に関してアドバイスを受けました。
Phrasing?
So the build team gives it another try, but even believing in the heart of the cards doesn't help, and they end up failing again. The generator explodes, the space elevator begins to collapse, and the build team is seemingly destroyed. And that's where we end this episode of Brave Police Jadecker, on a massive cliffhanger. Well, quite the episode. Like I mentioned earlier, I loved all the cute moments in this episode with the robots and them referencing previous episodes. It's really interesting how they cranked up the stakes for this episode. With the build team unable to combine, the space elevator's collapse set to cause immense damage, and I didn't even mention Mr. Azuma trying to expel Yuta from the force if the build team failed to unite and the elevator fell, just as they have. I'm starting to think that he might have something to do with all of this. Could he have sabotaged them somehow? Would he really put so many lives in danger just to get rid of Yuta? You don't think he was the one who hired Monsieur Mon, do you? Well, I guess we'll find out in due time. What about you? What did you think of this episode of Brave Police Jadecker? Let me know down in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, and do all that other fun stuff. And I'll see you back here next time for the next episode of Brave Police Jadecker, completed! Build Tiger! See you then!